So hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm in coaching center. So in my last video I explained you that is 11th standard biology 19th chapter excretory products and their elimination. So in this video I'll explain you that is the 11th standard biology 20th chapter, that is the locomotion and the movement. So arterites, what is arterites? So an inflamed artery joint disease characterized by elimination of joints. So the because of the elimination of joint, this disease is caused. Next, cocoias. So tailbone formed by the fusion of four coccygeal vertebrae in human. Next, dicondylic skull. A skull with two occipital condyles and endoskeleton. So a skeleton present outside the body. And fascicule, so bundles of muscles fibers held together by connective tissue is the fascicule, we can say it as. And fascia, so collagenous connective tissue layer that surrounds muscle bundle. And floating ribs, so the ribs that remains free anteriorly. And false rib, the ribs whose sternal part are joined to sternal part of true rib. And myoglobin, so a red colored pigment present in the sarcoplasm of muscle. And sarcolemma, so a portion of myofibril between two successive Z lines, the thing between two successive Z lines. And gyot, that is the information of joints due to accumulation of uric. And interval disc, tutor, immovable joints between the skull bone. LHM, light meromyosin and heavy meromyosin, LMM and HMM. So here the locomotion like this it will be. So here the upper present one is the actin and lower is the, so here the center one, the down one is the thick and the up one is the thick and here thin. So okay, so the thin is actin filament and the thick is the, in thick filament there is myosin present. So here the bisection of, so actin is called as the isotrope and or anisotrope, and the, so 1 minute, like this it will be. So isotope band, the actin, this is C, that is very much thin, it is like thin, not thick myosin. And this is, so this is H zone that divide the myosin, and Z zone that divides the actin, and these both is the saccharomin. The both Z zone that divides the actin is becomes as saccharomin, and the myosin is the, it is called as an isotope band, and actin is called as isotope band. Next, types of movement. So amoeboid movement, so the movement that takes place in phagocytes where leukocytes and macrophages migrate through tissue, and this is affected by pseudopodia formed by stemming of protoplasma as amoeba moves, the movement of amoeba. Next, so next, cellulary movement. So this movement occurs in internal organs which are linked to cellular epithelium. And muscular movement, the movement involved in the muscles. Next, properties of muscles are excitability, elasticity, contractility and extensibility. So these are the properties of muscle. They may ask in a final exam. Types of muscle. Skeletal muscle, so these involves the locomotion and change of body spread. And smooth muscle, these are located in the inner walls of hollow or skull. Smooth, they are smooth in the appearance and their activity are not under control of nervous system. And cardiac muscle, so these muscles are the muscles of the heart, involuntary in nature. Next, myofibril, so each myofibril consists of alternate dark and light bands. And light band contains actin protein, and that is called as I band or isotropic band. So actin protein light band it has, and that is called as isotropic band. Now only I explained in that image. Next, I band is bisected by the elastic fiber, that is called as the Z line. Now only I thought, that is actin is also called as thin, and myosin is also, filament is also called as thick. Now only I explained in that video image when I was explaining that. image. There I explained you about the myosin actin. The actin is bisected, or the thin filament is bisected by the Z line, and the myosin filament or thick filament is bisected by in the A band, and also held together in the middle of I band. The I band means unit of concentration. The portion between the two successive units, that is two I M band, is between that is the we get the successive unit, or a sacromere we can call it as. So mechanism of muscle contraction. So sliding filament theory. So the contraction of muscle fiber takes place by the sliding of actin thin on the myosin thin. So myosin means myosin filament, actin filament on myosin filament when it slides. That is, we can tell it as when thin filament slides on the thick filaments. So muscle contraction in the initiated by the signal sent to CNS via a motor neuron. So impulse from the motor neuron stimulates a muscle fiber, a neuromuscular junction. So neurotransmitter release here with the generation of action potential in the sacralin, and myosin head binds to expose active sites of actin. So it exposes active sites of actin, and this pulls the actin filament towards the center of the A band. So it goes towards the center of the A band, that is the anisotrope band. That is the that is the name for myosin. We also say it as, and the Z line is pulled inward. It will be the Z line, that is the that bisects the thin filament or the actin filament. It goes inside. Then I band get reduced. The I band isotropic band in that gets reduced, and A band gets the length like this. So human skeleton has 206 bone, and axial section has 80 bones, and appendicular section has 126 bone, and in that axial the skull has 29 bones, cranium that and our ear has 6 bones. Next vertebra. So cervical has 7 bones, and thorax has 12 bones. So here you can see correctly. So our total human has 206 bones. In that, in skull, as you know, 22 bones human has. In that 22, 8 bones are the cranium. Here you can see this the cranium, and face, the total face has 14 bones. And in that, if we come skull and associated bone, they have totally 29. In that, 22 is skull, and associated bone. So in that, 6 is ears has 6 bone. Here ear has 6 bone, and hyoid. So thyroid in there we have 1 bone, hyoid bone. And next, the here the appendicular section, this side it has 126 bone. Here clavicle has 2 bone, that is, so here clavicle has 2 bones. So here in pectoral guides it has 4 bones. In that, clavicle has 2 bones. Here upper you can see, and 4 bones in near our rib cage. Next in thoracic cage 25. Thoracic cage we have 25. In that, ribs has 24 bones, and one is sternum bone. Here you can see in that image. And here if we comes to the appendicular skeleton, here upper limbs has 60 bones. In that, we have our hand as humerus 2 bones, radius 2 bones, uanca 2 bones, and our hand or carpal bones has bones or 16 bones is present, and the metacarpal bones or our fingers that is attached to our finger, that is the 10. Here you can see, and phalanges or the finger, it is 28 bones, like that only. Next, vertical column, it has 26 bones. Here the vertebrae, it has 24 bones. Our backbone, and sacrum, it has 1 bone. Here you can see sacrum, it has 1 bone, and coccus, it has 1 bone. And next, hip bone is two bones. We can also tell it as coxa, hip for hip, the bone that is two bone, and femur, the legs. In that first upper leg bone is two, and patella two bone it has, and tibia we can say it as that has two bones. Here two bones means both side we can say, and fibula that has two bones, tarsal bone it has 14 bones totally, or we can say two both leg also. 10, and flanges is 28. So like how see here also metallus, carplex bone both are and phalanges, these three are same, and in leg also these three are same, and lower limbs. So here the pelvic ribs is two bone, that is hip bone. Next hip bone is present, that is two. Next we learned about lower lips, that are the femur two bone, patella two bone, tibia two bone, fibula two bone, tarsal bone 14, metatarsal bone 10. So this was about the bones that are present in our body. I think you understand the bones. This is the total image. If you want, you can make it the full screen, and you can check it like that only. Here you can see, I think so. So now I came back to the chapter topic after learning. So here also you will learn, and that only you are learning. There I explained by seeing by showing the whole skeleton part, where it will come. I have explained. Now I think you understand about the locomotion and movement of a chapter, that actin filament, and in this you will learn more about thin filament and the thick filament. You learned that is actin and myosin. Next, so in here you can see some questions. So solve, so answer these questions, and if you want you can try to answer this question. So here you will get the answer. So okay friend, so your the chapter that is locomotion and movement is now completed. Next chapter that are now let us know about neural control and coordination in the next video. So I think you have learned about the part of our skeleton by seeing that skeleton video. You have learned about the what or which bones are present, what are their names, how much bones it has, and also you have I think you may have learned about the how the muscle contraction this all happened. So okay friends, the neural control and coordination I will explain in my next video. So like the video, comment on my video, and subscribe my channel because it's center for more video. I will see my next video explaining another chapter. Till then, take care, have a nice day, bye my dear friends.